Hi everyone, this is Dave from Mountbatten Estates, and today we've actually got lovely Jan joining us for a interview. Welcome, lovely Jan. How are you doing? You okay?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much for asking, Dave.
Good. So, lovely Jan, you've been with us how long now? Since you did the training?
I've been part of Mountbatten for like 11 months now.
Fantastic. Okay,
Yes.
great. Could you kindly tell everyone a little bit about you, your background, and then we're really going to kind of delve in today and just find out a little bit more about you, your journey, what you've learned, how have you learned it, maybe what type of sites you look for, and effectively how you work with your developer. So it gives everyone a bit of an idea of what to expect when they work with a VA from Mountbatten Estates. So yeah, over to you. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, I'm Lovely Jan, and I'm from the Philippines. I've been in Mountbatten for like 11 months now, and it was amazing. Being in Mountbatten is really amazing. So, yes, and
Yeah,
that's
great,
all.
great answer. So tell us a little bit about, before I go into the detail about the training and learning and all that, tell me a little bit about how your life has changed as a result of working with us.
Yes, it truly changed. I was able to to buy new things, especially the laptop, in which it's really good for working as a VA. And aside from that, it's this job is very convenient for me because I am able to travel, like for example in the morning, and I can still work in the evening because the work time is very flexible. So yes, it's really
Brilliant,
nice.
brilliant, good to hear. So, the training. So we obviously you went through quite a rigorous recruitment process to begin with. You had interviews with my team, then obviously myself, and then you went on the training program. Tell us a little bit about the training program. I know it must have been quite intense because there was a huge amount to learn in a relatively short space of time. And, you know, you hadn't worked in the UK before, you never heard of the planning system. You certainly hadn't heard of Nimbus or prop software, or you'd never done site finding before. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about that journey.
Yes, the training is really amazing. I was able to learn so many things, especially about the UK government and how their uh, building program was able to have it. It's really interesting. It's somehow new to me, but I was able to learn them during the training. So yeah, together with you, Dave, I've learned a lot during the training.
We covered planning. We
Yes.
delved into the kind of nitty gritty when it came to identifying what a good site and a bad site looks like, you know, the constraints that are associated with sites. And then effectively looking at the local plan and identifying areas that the council may like to develop in and what they might or might not like. Looking at certain kind of brownfield registers and Schlaw registers. So it was quite in depth, wasn't it? If you can you maybe elaborate a little bit on some of the things you learned or some of the ideas that you took away in order to help you find good quality sites.
Yes, it was. Yeah, during the training, it was really good because we were asked to find like 50 sites per week. It's truly amazing, and it's a little bit of a challenge for us as a trainees because we've learned for like during Monday, and we have to do application for the next 4 days, and then checking on the last day, which is Friday. And yeah, we were able to learn our mistakes and where we did really good on the sites, the wonderful sites we found during the week. So it's real amazing. I've learned a lot during the training.
And the good thing about it was we did quite a few like one-to-ones. We also did a lot of group sessions, and that was the group sessions were really informative, weren't they? Why? Because maybe there was other questions that you felt you wanted to ask, but you didn't maybe feel confident. So someone else would ask it and that would kind of tick that off. And also your other colleagues would be bringing interesting sites to the table and would get you thinking, do you know what? That's such, I hadn't thought about that type of site. I'm going to apply that now next time when I bring my sites to the table. But and there was obviously issues with other people's sites that we addressed as well. And there was a lot of learning that you learned quite quickly from just other people's mistakes as well.
Yeah.
So and that's the good thing about it, is we all learn collectively in this group setting over several weeks. And there was a lot of theory, a lot of planning knowledge, architectural knowledge. Tell us a little bit of the prop software, because obviously you'd never worked with Nimbus Math before. What was that like?
Oh, it's a very handy type of software. It's very easy to use, and yeah, we're able to identify things in Nimbus, which is truly amazing. It made us easy for to find lots of opportunities, especially the sites for like airspace opportunity, for new development opportunity, and change of use opportunity. It's so amazing.
Is there any type of site that you like to find?
Yes, I love to find the brownfield ones. Yes, because it's very easy for the developer to have application with it. So was the SHLA, and also the Class E, because you'll be able to have PD for that. Aside from that, I mainly focus with finding the Class ZA, because for the developer, it will be very easy for them to do application for the Class ZA. So yes,
A
it's really amazing.
music to my ears, because I couldn't ask for a better reply. Class E is probably one of the biggest shakeups in the history of permitted development, and that's opened up a whole, it's it's amalgamated a whole load of old use classes, and some of them were really kind of not fit for purpose anymore. So we have a whole new kind of opportunity to explore new sites that we now can get permitted development on. But you mentioned Class ZA as well, which a lot of people don't know about, which is this new PD, right, which allows us to demolish a building and rebuild it as so commercial building, demolish it, rebuild it as resi, together with adding on 2 additional stories on top, all under PD. No affordable housing. We're actually doing one ourselves in Byfleet, which is in the borough of Woking. We're one of the first people to submit a Class ZA application. So really interesting times. Good. So tell me a little bit about, maybe, I think we got an idea now of how you find the sites and what you look for. Tell me about the relationship that you have with your developer and how you work with your developer.
Oh, it's quite nice. Especially my developer is really cool, and he was able to communicate with me through emails or like in WhatsApp, which is very easy. And I was able to tell him that, oh, I'm working for this hour. It's just one message away. So yeah, just the key for having a nice connection with your developer is to just communicate with him or her like every day, every time you have work. If you have questions, for example, you've got some sites that you wanted to ask if he would like to consider, or if he would like to do development with it, like it was so easy to message them, and I'll be able to hear their opinion. So it's really good.
Um, that's always a question I always get asked by everyone. Dave, how can I work with someone who's based in the Philippines and I'm in a different continent? The thing they don't realize is it's no different than working with someone, say, having them across the table from you, working with you all day, because genuinely, you would never know that you girls were in a different continent, in a different time zone,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
it's instant communication, instant replying, jump on a Zoom call, and addressing any issues or concerns or sites or problems or queries or replies from letters and everything else. So for all intents and purposes, it's like having someone working directly opposite you in across your table in your office.
Yes, it's quite amazing because the work schedule is very flexible. So if a developer will call you for like a meeting, it'll be easy, like, okay, let's have a meeting right now. And your job is very flexible. So you can just say, okay, sure, we could talk like for an hour, or a meeting for like every Friday. So it's cool.
But when you're looking for these sites, is there any kind of constraints that you try and identify that might be a problem when you're looking for sites?
Yeah, should always double check the site, especially if it's in flood zone. Aside from that, if you would love to look for sites somewhere in the country, you have to double check the ones which are not in the green belt as well. And well, if you want some sites somewhere in the city center, double check for the conservation area. So it's kind of difficult for developers to get a proper planning permission for those sites. So
Brilliant
yes.
answer. Do you ever come across any kind of Article 4 areas?
Not really, but I always check it. I always double check if it's a site which is in Article 4. I double check, and then if it's not, I just leave it that way.
Amazing. Good stuff.
Mhm.
Um, so what would you advise someone who is, say, potentially thinking about working with a VA?
Oh, they should try to work with you because you are very nice, Dave, and it's so amazing to work with you and to this small community that we have right now. Yes, and for those new VAs, they should try to be open and try virtual job these days. It's a very cool and flexible. Yes.
What would you say the key benefits that you can offer someone who's maybe thinking of working with you? What would the key benefit with a VA? What can you do? Like, can you save them time? I don't know. What can you what
Yes, exactly. Like they'll be able to yeah, save time because I we will do the job for them to find sites because at some point finding those wonderful sites or those opportunity will take them too long. So we can do it for them. We are very skillful enough to do that for them. And yes,
Brilliant. On a scale to 1 to 10, what would you rate your Nimbus knowledge?
yes, I could say it's actually 10 because
Wow.
for yes, for a few months I've been in Nimbus. I've been through a lot. Like I've checked everything on Nimbus, the things I learned before during the training and also the ones I learned uh from you during the monthly sessions as well. And yeah,
So,
it's quite very handy.
so we've got a VA community, don't we, where everyone can help and
Mm-hmm.
support and just guide each other as well. Um, what advantages do you think that gives the VAs that we've trained up in terms of having this community?
It's really amazing because it's very easy for us to communicate. Let's say, for example, some other VAs are working for during daytime, and of course, we don't have the same the same time zone. So yeah, they were able to message in the chat or like call any one of us and ask about a particular site, which which some other VAs who are uh skillful enough or have the experience for that particular site, the same sites that they have before. So it's very easy for them to explain and answer questions, all their inquiries. So yes, having a community is so great. So
And we have like monthly catch-ups, don't we? Every single month
mhm.
for a few hours every month, and we go through new and old content. The VAs bring me some challenging sites that they found, and they need my input and my help and guidance in order to maybe
Yeah.
de-risk it for their developer. And then that's another lead that goes back on your pipeline of sites and letters to go out, and it's another potential development site that your developer can try and do. Um, can you maybe explain to people how the VAs really maximize and use that whole service? And every month with me, having a webinar with me, tell me, do you find it useful? Do you find it being an advantage, or does it help you in what you're doing with your developer and everything else?
Yes, it's truly very useful because, for example, I've got one site that I would like to ask. ask it to my developer, and he doesn't know about those kind of sites. So it's so easy, like, oh, I should just ask Dave for it in our next session. So yeah, I was able to ask you and let you check the site together with the other VA. So other VAs can share their opinions, and you can explain if the other VAs or even me doesn't know thing about that particular site. So it's truly amazing. We learn new every session.
I mean, that's such an important point you bring up. You know, your knowledge is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but you know, there's always something new to learn, and there's always some new sort of challenge, some new type of constraint, some new type of issue associated with a site that we've never seen before. And it's trying to fix them every single month. It improves my knowledge and it improves the VA's knowledge, and we're all collectively learning every month. So we're getting, you know, better and better each time we have these sessions. So it's really hugely beneficial. So I've taken up enough of your time, lovely Jan. It's been a pleasure to see you again. I speak to your developer all the time, so they're you know, over the moon with the progress and the sites and everything else that you're finding. So keep up the good work. Hopefully everyone found that of, you know, good value. You learned a few new things you might have maybe not learned or heard before. As always, if you need any help or support and guidance when it comes to site finding, planning, architecture, deal structure, JVs, raising equity, please do feel free to come out and you know, have a chat with me, call me, give me a message online. And likewise, if you're struggling for sites and you can't find the time, then as you can see, we've got fantastic people like lovely Jan here who are very experienced, very knowledgeable. They have the time and they can support you with your off-market site finding needs. Lovely. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone tuning
thank you
in.
so much as well.
Everyone tuning in, thank you so much for listening. Again, my name's Dave from Mountbatten Estates, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. All the best. Bye for now.